to Calculations Talk Show. I'm Gary Johnson. We've got two special guests with us today. Eugenia Foxworth, she's going to talk about what she's doing, and Susan Greenfield. Welcome to the show, ladies. I want to start with you, Ms. Foxworth. How are you? And tell us just a little bit, just let our listeners know a little bit about yourself.
Okay, I own a fine arts gallery, but I do a lot of things within the communities, and one in particular, Harlem. I was the president of FIABCI, the acronym for the International Federation of Real Estate. I was the president for the United States, and we're in 70 countries. And we are an ECOSOC with the UN. And basically, I give back a lot within communities. I save people's properties, a lot of different things that most real estate professionals don't do in the manner in which I do it. And Wyatt Rustin was my mentor.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Susan, how about you?
Well, I have been in real estate for 50 years. And most of that time I've spent in Manhattan. And I got involved with the International Real Estate Federation in 1981. FIABCI, as it's known, was founded in Paris in 1952, actually incorporated then, but it really started right after World War II, when several real estate associations in Europe came together with the United States National Association to form FIABCI to help rebuild Europe. We were instrumental in implementing the Marshall Plan, our members. Our members are architects, developers, brokers, property managers, every single profession under the real estate umbrella are members from around, as Eugenia said, 70 countries. And we're very active in the United States as well. We have been involved with the United Nations since 1952, and we are advisors to the UN. We're the only non-governmental entity that really is a diplomat and an advisor to United Nations ECOSOC, Economic and Social Council. So we have a very good relationship with them, and this event that will take place on the 13th will be our launch program for the new sustainability program that we are implementing. City sustainability is very important. It's the future to rebuild and restore many buildings, to think about the future and how our humanity can live a better life. That's what we do. We're in real estate, and that's an important part of our objectives.
Okay, that's great. Go ahead, Eugenia.
Now, I was going to say, I followed FIABCI around not knowing who they were because of what they were doing and their programs. And then I became a member in 2003. And FIABCI has enabled me when I was, to do the things that I could not have done without that FIABCI title, because it's international. But I'm also, I have been appointed to be a trustee for our scholarship foundation. And what I had been trying to do from beginning, and especially when I became the USA president, as you're aware, I was the first president of color in 72 years. Yes. So what I wanted was to get universities to get one academic member to become a member of FIABCI. Doesn't cost anything, to enable the students to get a scholarship. Why do I want to do that? Because as Susan said, we're very involved with affordable housing, sustainability, et cetera. And that's what our meeting is about. If you get a student to go into the communities, as was mentioned, you know, there are 40 different things that they could be studying, even if they were studying engineering, architecture, an attorney, accountant, international finance. But they could go back into the communities because that's what we're trying to do, cities and communities. And they could inform the people as to what they can do and what they cannot do, which would also enlarge our membership, because in Europe, people know FIABCI. Here we are hidden, even though we are the umbrella. So that's important. And this event on September the 13th, I'm privileged to be one of the sponsors. And I had to get permission from our former president, Susan Greenfield, because she was the world president. And I think it's important for everyone, given what is happening now during our, I guess you'd say, during this unique period we're in. So those are things that are important to me. And FIABCI has enabled me to do things I could never have done.
I just want to make a point of clarification just to make sure. You said September 13th or is it July 13th?
Oh, so I said September, sorry. It's July 13th.
That's what I thought. All right.
Yes, oh, I'm so sorry. July 13th.
See, I'm paying attention. I'm tracking.
You sure are.
I had a moment.
And so it's July 13th, yes.
And our event is open to those who would like to attend. You can find a registration. We can probably share that with you. We're more than happy to have it open to people who are interested in hearing what we have to say. We have a very interesting group of speakers coming from Switzerland, coming from the West Coast, coming from Jakarta. We have a lot of very interesting, forward-thinking people. Nikki Greenberg is one of our speakers. She's a futurist. She sees the vision of the future of real estate. Robert Jan is one of the principals of 2000 Watt City in Switzerland, and he will be there. And we have people, of course, from the United Nations, including the director of UN Habitat, who will be there speaking. So it'll be an opportunity for breakfast networking, and then the program itself. I hope you'll have the time and you come yourself. It would be wonderful to have you there.
That happens to be my mother's 91st birthday.
Oh, so fabulous.
I'm booked that day.
God bless her. That's great.
Yes, indeed. This really sounds good, particularly, it's almost like you have with the program for students, ambassadors, you know, in the community.
Right. We want them to come. And it's open to the graduate students who are interested in this kind of program. It's open to them. They just need to come and register. It'll be at Fordham University, as you know, in the McNally Amphitheater. So it's going to be a good program. And we have someone from Related Industries coming too, who is the Vice President of Resilience for all of Related. And he'll talk to us about what's happening at Hudson Yards and how they paid close attention to resilience in their development. It's just going to be very, very interesting. We're looking into having it recorded now, because I think if it's possible, it'll be something that we can share all over the world.
That's great, because I want to make sure that we're going to have a print feature that accompanies this recording. So I'll make sure that we have all the information in our print feature and at the end of this show, at the end of this broadcast. I do want to take the time because I'm really curious, not curious, but enough. I want people to learn a little bit more about the Foxworth Theory. Eugenia, if you could talk about that.
Well, the Foxworth Theory actually began 2 years ago when I was the president and I was trying to get everything out there. The Foxworth Theory is a podcast. I'm on YouTube, and it's about business, art, fashion, and entertainment. And there was a segment that I have called The Round Table, and that's where corporate people speak. And the various people that have spoken, I've had Melba Moore, Sammy Davis Jr.'s son, Manny, the first Black recognizable vice president in the history of Columbia University, Laverna Franklin, who actually was vice president of construction and strategic planning. So it's such an eclectic group. The chef that cooked for the president and President Obama and others, Oprah, etc. So it's eclectic, but it touches on everyone. But I allow the people to talk. Most places they don't. And I've had one of our, matter of fact, our new world president for FIABCI, I cannot say his last name, but Budiarsa, he has built all over Indonesia and parts of Asia. And he has people before him traveling throughout the state. So this is about my theory. My theory is everybody has a voice, and these are the things I like: art, fashion, entertainment, and business. So I'm learning from them, and they're allowing me to share with others. My platforms seem to be inspirational to many people, and they've told me. And right now I'm on hiatus, and we're just doing, the repeat shows, because during the summer, I don't want people to miss things that they would be paying attention to.
Okay, but for people who are new, who are watching for the first time, they can do some catch up, or as they say, some binge watching at the foxworththeory.com, and yes, they can catch up before the new shows start. So,
and I'm on YouTube, so they can catch it on YouTube. Yeah, and the foxworththeory.com is, I have people still calling me about it. Someone from Ghent said, "Boy, you and that chef are really funny." And I'm like, what? It was one of our members named Joe's. And I'm thinking, who is she talking about? And a couple of people with real estate had called, people who had an interest in knowing what was going on, where we could explain it. I mean, academics have been on, surgeons. It's just a phenomenal platform. And some fun things. Robert Cool J, Robert Cool.
Cool Bell from Cool Again.
Cool Bell, right? Yeah. Yes, he was on, and I did not know he had champagne.
Yes. Yep.
So I got a bottle of champagne, which was amazing. I said, but so many unexpected things happen with the show. And there are people that call and ask my group can they come on? And that is unusual. So that's really it. I mean, it's my heart.
That's the great thing about the internet. It's the great equalizer. You can really make a difference. And I always tell people, one person can make a difference. All just from your cell phone, you can make a difference. And people do it all the time. So what else you have? Because in the time we have left, I want to make sure that we get all of this out there for people. We're going to put it on the show. So anything else significant that people need to know from either one of you?
Significant? Well, I'm based in New York. I own Foxworth Realty. It's in Harlem. And you can find me all over the internet. And my agents and I are open and willing to help those who are interested, whether they're buying, whether they're selling, whether they're trying to save their home. But right now, my interest really is to get people in for our event, because I think it may make a difference, you know? It may make a difference on people's lives.
Wow. So Susan, what is the best thing about what you're doing?
You know, it's helping other people. And it's really giving back to the community. There are so many different charities that people really belong to and work at. But I make my living from real estate, selling real estate every day. And this is my way of giving back to the real estate community. Because for me, there's something special about enlightening people about what they can do to be more resilient in their communities, and what they can do in their local, even their neighborhoods, to bring a better life for people who live there. So it's very rewarding for me. As I said, I've been doing this a long time. I sell real estate to make a living, but I share all of this work to make a difference.
Okay. Eugenia, there was a question I wanted to ask you, more of a personal question, because I know in your bio, you were raised in London and Philly, correct?
Yes, that is correct.
Here's the question. What was your earliest or most vivid recollection of being or feeling different? If you ever felt different, however you define it.
Actually, I never felt different, because my paternal grandfather told me that I was very special. And living in the UK was different then. And I was told by Barrett, when he found me in Philadelphia, he said, "Where did you come from?" I said, "What do you mean, where did I come from?" Because I was always that thing up first. And I hate that, but it happens to me, because I was taught by my father, you can do whatever you want as long as you found it, you did not mind people doing it to you, and it wasn't immoral or illegal. That left me a playing field not to be believed. And Barrett thought that because when I became a flight attendant, because the Philadelphia and the Enquirer wrote about me as being, you know, the first Black flight attendant. Well, I wasn't. There were a lot, but, you know, you could pass. And then they had the Filipinos. And that's how he found me. That's why he said it. And he started mentoring me. And I know I'm unique, but I'm not different. I think that if you go for what you want to go for, nobody's going to stop you. Right now, you have all these programs. When I was growing up, there were no programs, and I did it. And maybe that's the difference that makes me know that I'm different. That's the only difference I can see.
Okay, that's great. Well, ladies, I thank you very much for your time. We're going to promote this event. We're going to have this up within 24 hours on our website and all of our affiliated social media sites, including Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Spotify. So if you're driving in your car, you can even listen while you're in traffic or anything. So thank you very much for being on the show. And we're going to follow you. And if we need to have you come back, we'll have you come back and talk more about real estate, because that's what you all do in addition to the other things.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.